We've been showing a series called Wine, Dine, Climb on Epic TV, featuring climbers Caroline, James and Yuji. We caught up with them, well, Caroline and James, to talk about the filmmaking process and how much Yuji likes cheese.
I'm actually not going to present myself. I'm going to present this guy. So that's James Pearson. Very short, he's English, but he speaks fluently French. So that's a very good plus for an English person.
Very careful with that, though. He's getting there.
He's a trad climber exiled in the country of sun and no trad climbing. So.
And this is Caroline. Caroline
no
is.
Name.
Right, you don't need a family name, no. Caroline is obviously my saviour, my reason for being, and everything that goes with it. To be precise, she's a competition climber, or was a competition climber, who has loads and loads and loads of experience on the World Cup circuit. And recently she's joined me in my strange adventures around the world, where we try and go to all sorts of funny, interesting places.
All of us, we knew perfectly well that if you fall on one jellyfish, it's already not great. If you fall on 100 jellyfish, it's more than not great. But we couldn't quite quit because Vincent wouldn't let us. So we started to push away the jellyfish. And little by little, there were less jellyfish and we could start climbing the harder things and actually really fall. And the venue is super cool.
It was a new experience for me, deep water solo. It was fun to be scared.
So Wine Dine Climb started, basically Yuji wanted to go back to France to eat some cheese and drink some wine.
Yeah, because you probably all know that Yuji lived in France for, it was 8 years now, I think.
Yeah.
8 years.
Back
in the 90s. He came over first as a teenager to kind of see what all the fuss was about European climbing was about, and never left for quite a few years. That's
fairly impressive. He didn't speak any French, he didn't know anybody. He was 17 the first time he came and he just went for it.
Asian climbing now is massive, and there's some of the best climbers in the world come out of that part of the world. But back in the day, I think Yuji was really a sort of a pioneer. So we decided to try and do this trip to visit some of his old stomping grounds and also show him some of the new developments, what sport climbing in France has become over the last 15 years.
And we wanted to be fairly free to change depending on the weather, on who we would meet, what we would like.
You mean the weather? Obviously it's perfect every day in France, no?
Oh yeah, not the weather. So we decided for a van trip.
Yeah.
And obviously James and I have a lot of experience with van trips because we have a van, but Yuji doesn't.
So that was another fun thing for him to get used to. Yeah.
Plus there's a big difference between sleeping in a van with your, husband, and sleeping with your photographer.
Yeah. So him and Eddie got really close. I think they had a few nice moments up in the woods behind the Verdon. It was, some beautiful, beautiful time shared by all.
First came to the Verdon was to part in the North Face Festival. We decided, to kind of profit from being in the area, just to see a little bit of the cliffs from here. Now Yuji's actually spent a lot of time here before, a month and a half in 1988, I think. It was one of the first places in France he visited.
climbing was kind of an afterthought, almost an excuse to bring Yuji over here to basically drink wine and eat cheese, which is really what he wanted to do. Every time we go away with him, we ask him, do you want us to bring anything? And that's always the thing, stinky French cheese. It's hard traveling through international airports with it. You often get caught at security and things like that. They don't like it so much. So,
like the first day we went to taste some really good wine, and actually you see it in the first episode of the series. And then the second day, Yuji was like, I think we're gonna need more wine for maintenance. We went to buy a big, the 5-liter pichet.
So we leave the good stuff just for sampling.
And you fill it with a hose.
Yeah, the wine caves here are really strange. There's like basically just taps coming out the wall, like you imagine that water would come out, except it's wine. So you just take your big bottle and turn the thing on, and this thing shoots out like a fire hose. And
I'm pretty sure you would have loved to have a bath,
Yeah.
a wine bath.
After 3 weeks of the trip, the last, I think you've seen one of the episodes, there's a party in the Verdon, and Eddie, the photographer, he'd been hitting it particularly hard, and woke up in the morning afterwards, took his big container of wine, gave it to the nearest person he could find. He's like, this it, no more for me. I am over it.
Rastafari, Selassie, o primeiro rei dos reis, senhor dos senhores, leão conquistador da moleque. Marcelinho da Luiz, Ribeiro, aperta o rec. Liguei check, tá tranquilo. Now, hear this.
Thanks for that, guys. Good luck with the renovations. If you want to catch the full series of Wine, Dine, Climb, check it out on Epic TV. Right, we're about to leave Chamonix and jet off to Helsinki, where we're going to be covering Sisu Masters. Climbers like Jimmy Webb and Daniel Woods, amongst many others, are going to be strutting their stuff. We're going to be bringing you all the behind-the-scenes action and, of course, the competition itself. See you soon.